You mentioned before, I guess, or more, maybe kind of during while we were talking about these, you've looked into actual weight loss pills.
Yeah.
In my mind, the weight loss, I guess it's appetite, you said. Not weight, it's appetite pills. In my mind, for some reason, I don't know if this is similar for you, I was like, I feel like those are they're like jokes. I feel like it's not, none of them work, and it's like, you have to watch your diet and work and fitness. That's obviously the main thing, right? Isn't that?
In my mind, I feel like they're ways of like Hollywood getting fit. I don't know if that's true, but like,
yeah, maybe that's a good way to say it.
I don't know. It's like my way of
Get
feeling.
rich quick.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So the thing I'll say about the Hollywood thing before I get into the pills is like they have people that are trained to just burn off as much fat as possible. They don't have to keep it off. They are trying to get absolutely diced for like 2 months, do this film, have a 6-pack, and then you're done. You can go have a pizza, you know. They are very like, I mean, you can see like thousands of celebrity interviews, like Chris Pratt, Christian Bale. They're like, I hated my preparation for this role because they had me on like Brussels sprouts, water, and chicken 5 times a day and nothing else. I'm like, okay, so you're eating like you're eating like 1,000 calories and you're like a 6'4" man. That's terrible. So yeah, that's what that is. It's like they are just trying to preserve as much muscle mass, and you can go into extreme deficits. And I know a lot of bodybuilders and fitness people that are in aggressive cuts, and they can preserve that muscle mass. But it's because they know what they're doing and they know their eating habits when they're normally like they're very in tune with their body. Like I'm kind of in one right now, like not entirely, not to the extent that some of the Hollywood people do, but I'm in a much more aggressive deficit right now, so I'm losing fat a little faster. But that's because I know my eating habits and I know exactly what I'm going to go back to when I want to maintain it and when I want to go back to bulking, So, but the pills thing, I haven't spent like hours and hours on it. But I actually had a client on one when I signed him, and I was like, okay, I'll look into this, and it was the semaglutide. And so I was like, what the fuck am I looking at? I was like, I very much, but there's actually a lot of people that swear by it, and there's actually a lot of evidence that it does help people. Like, it is not a placebo. Like, it actually works. But it doesn't magically burn fat. It doesn't magically block calories. What it does is it basically just, I can't entirely remember, but it's a way to suppress your appetite. It affects some of the hormone release to where some of your hunger hormones just get released a little bit less. So you're just hungry less. Your appetite is much smaller. And I mean, in a sense, that is a way to lose weight, yes, but what happens when you get off of it, Yeah. And my client has since gotten off of it and seen more progress off of it than he has on of it because I have him doing it the right things. So yeah, that's kind of where some of there's a lot of people are really excited about that kind of stuff. Because if you have people like on my 600-pound life that I need to lose weight to survive, that's when that stuff kind of comes in, It's also really expensive,
Yeah, the prices I saw are crazy.
It's insane for some of that stuff, and a lot of it's still very experimental. But semaglutide is the one that's definitely been not a magic pill, not going to solve everything, but it's the one that's like kind of most research right now. So, but yeah, no, there are a lot of other supplements that are complete bullshit. We can talk about like not that one.
I actually have something I want to interrupt you. Creatine.
Mm-hmm.
What is your stance on? I've seen there's like two sides.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're gonna have a small penis, and that's literally what my dad. He's like that's what he said.
Mark.
For some reason he thinks that's what's gonna happen. Sorry to call you out. He probably won't even watch this.
Well, I mean, I had him for seminar one year, so maybe he'll remember me.
He's like he actually is like really into fitness stuff as well.
We could say it. Mark's jacked.
Mark looks
He does
good.
have a complete 6-pack.
He's got a good physique for sure.
He works out every day.
Yeah.
So when he tells me something, he reads like Men's Health stuff a lot. Yeah. So when he tells me maybe that's like maybe just certain creatine or old. Maybe that was just when he was younger.
Yeah.
That was like he said at school that was the joke.
Yeah.
You had creatine, that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, so this is the more interesting stuff. We kind of talked about some of the boring science stuff there for a minute with the semaglutide. But this stuff creatine is something that a lot of people use, and I have used it for years. It's creatine monohydrate. There's a lot of different types, but it is the most researched diet or just health supplement in the world. Like, it has the most studies done on it is creatine monohydrate. So it's very much a plus. It's not an anabolic steroid or anything like that. It basically just puts water into your cells and helps you push a little harder in the gym. Like, when you're going to failure, you can push to failure a little further when you're on creatine. Nothing insane. It's not a miracle drug to give you 24-inch biceps.
Yeah.
But it does help.
Now, about the small penis thing. Is that
Not.
I have failed to report that.
Next question.
Yeah. I've heard people say.
Not creatine, but some anabolic steroids will shrink your balls, not your penis.
Okay. So that is somewhere, Mark. Don't worry. You're
Yes.
Right. You're
No,
right
yeah.
same area?
Yes.
Same area.
It will affect your manhood, but in a different way. But not creatine. Creatine will not.
Okay.
But like when you're really juicing and you're on stage and stuff, like D-ball, Rad 140, Tren, that kind of stuff, the actual anabolic steroids, that's when it kind of fucks with your testosterone and your testes get.
Testes get. That's a clip right there.